All Fork Sports. Crazy out here right now. NFL is going nuts in the preseason. The one thing that sticks out to me right now, the one thing that really, truly is really sticking out in my mind when I'm looking at all the games, it's crazy. There's so many games going on. A lot of great players. A lot of people pushing their hardest, trying to make the squad. It is a tough run in the NFL, in the not-for-long league. And a lot of guys are trying to get in for that not-for-long, get paid a little bit, and then move out, do whatever other ventures they have on Steam. I want to talk about the quarterbacks, and I want to look at the stats, because if I look at the games, there's a lot of heartfelt things that I've seen from a, highlight perspective. You go NFL.com on YouTube, you start to see the highlights, the 10-minute, 12-minute wraps that tell you a lot about the game. However, does it really give you a true feeling of who are some of the best players that we've seen from a quarterback perspective just by looking at the highlights? I can tell you, I was looking at, a guy like Patrick Lynch is doing some meaningful things. Another gentleman out of Indiana, the Colts, Chase, where's my buddy at? It was Paxton, then I had, not Chase Daniels, but Chad Kelly. Chad Kelly looking great as well. But, if I look at those two and I continue down, I say, okay, Drew Lock, okay, he's the rookie. Are these guys truly better than the rest of the guys? And this is what the stats do for you. It puts things in perspective, and it has you really look at what are we really seeing, and what is the real output. Sometimes a long pass or two accurate passes or a couple shake moves. Phillip Walker from Indiana is another guy that can shake the deuces out of you. He's a great player to watch. However, what do the stats tell you? So if I go through this, Ryan Griffin, from a yards perspective, all right, yards thrown, okay, he's thrown 531 yards. He's averaged 8 per pass. He's had 2 touchdowns, okay, no interceptions. He's been sacked 5 times and has a QB rating of 99.2. Does Tampa Bay have something special in Ryan Griffin? I wasn't thinking about him, but when you look at the stat lines, he was productive in the minutes that he was able to play. Remember, it's limited minutes in the off-season, preseason games. It's a first look. Usually the first squad gets, the first quarter. Then they pull them out. They don't want to risk injury and get who they want to see from a second, third unit perspective, so they can cut the team down and figure out really where their roster is going to lay out. Who's going to be the backup? Who's going to be the backup running back? What type of schemes can they run? What type of schemes are both teams running? Defenses, offenses, looking at each other. Obviously, they're not going to throw out all the dices or cards in these games, but it's kind of a chess match, and people don't really see it if you're not an NFL fan to understand what's really going on in these preseason games other than a player making the squad. Ryan Griffin, Joe Webb is another guy, right? So I want to look at like QB ratings that are over 100. And that's where I want to stay at, right? Because if I go Joe Webb, say, man, he threw a lot of yards. He was right underneath Mr. Ryan Griffin. But he threw 2 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. So his QB ratings is 73. Now, if I would have watched the game, we would have had a better understanding of what that truly meant. Was it really just missed throws or missed routes by a receiver, a tip up, something like that could happen. And you don't want to fault the guy for that. Those are things that just happen. But if I'm just looking at the stats, I'm going to go down and I'm going to tell you who has one of the highest QB rankings again out of all these guys. I want to start with Mr. 137, okay? Kyle Sloter from Minnesota. What a package. He actually passed the eye test. When I saw him in the games, I said, Kyle looks really good. 17 for 20, 2 touchdowns. Again, can throw the long ball. Short throw passer, though. That means what I like to see from a quarterback, you want to pop, hike, 1, 2, 1 millisecond, 2 millisecond, 3 millisecond, gone. That ball has to be gone within that 3rd millisecond. With the type of speed that you have at this level of football, you ain't going to have that much more time after that. If your lineman gives you 3 or 4 seconds, they're a great line in my opinion. And Minnesota's been doing that. And Kyer Slater, I'm calling him Slater, but Sloter has been performing very well for Minnesota. Who's up next? Again, you're seeing the stats. The far lane is the QB ranking. Let's look at a 130, all right? Actually, let's look at the 150. I'm going to jump around a bit. 150, Daniel damn Jones from the Giants. See? The stats don't lie, baby. I mean, sometimes you think you know, but you don't know. Again, I'm a big fan of Phillip Walker from Indiana. I hope he makes the team or they move into a slot back because of the performances that we're seeing from their 2 QBs, Bissett and then Mr. Chad Kelly. But, man, back to Daniel Jones. Jesus, I was dogging this pick in the draft. I was truly dogging him. Man, Jones has performed at a very high level. Okay, 16 for 19 in limited play. Is he the real deal from these stats? Damn, the Giants, you got to steal. 150 QB ranking. He practices with Peyton and Eli, and it shows. Irrespective of this kid, I like what I'm seeing from Daniel Jones. No offense, he may be the top quarterback that we've seen from these preseason games. Who's up next? Bang, bang, boom. Buffalo and Matt Barkley. Hey, the stuff from USC is finally showing through. Finally getting an opportunity. 20 for 29, 243 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. You gotta like what you see from our man, Matt Barkley. I really love it. I mean, this guy has been exceptional in these games for Buffalo. I think they got to steal, and finally, Buffalo has something to look forward to from a QB perspective, and he has a name. That's added on to that. Right underneath Mr. Matt Barkley, right, there's another guy here. Again, QB rankings. He was at 130. Where's my other guy at here? Going down, we got a couple 130s. Who's this at? Ryan Tannehill. What a new start for Miami. I mean, I'm dislodged. I'm like, Miami, what'd you do? Miami, what did you do? Ryan Tannehill is balling out for Tennessee. They have a tough problem because the other thing is, even though their starting quarterback has some legs on him and can throw, Ryan Tannehill can also run and can throw. Matter of fact, I think he's one of the better runners from a QB perspective, maybe top 10, I think maybe higher in the current league NFL. Great runner, can pass. Again, he's a really short throw passer. Never really seen him throw the long ball. Accuracy is here and there. But, man, short passes under 15 yards. Tannehill has been exceptional. Somebody to watch for. The stats don't freaking lie sometimes, right? Who's at a 137? We talked about Kyle Sloter. I'm going to keep going down. I'm looking for over 125 right now because we're going to be here all day. Kirk Cousins. Again, Sloter's up first, right? Now they got Kirk Cousins a starter. He's been exceptional. 3 touchdowns, okay, 1 touchdown, 140 QB ranking. He's thrown 10 passes, made 12, thrown 12 passes, made 10 of those. Almost 83%. I mean, that sticks out to you. What a package they have in Minnesota. They got their backup slot with Sloter, and they got their starter in Tannehill. Very, very nice. Again, they moved on from Bridgewater era, and now it's the Cousins era, and Sloter to back them up. Let's go to the next page. I just want to see who else is out there with a high QB ranking, just flowing through like you would flow through, we're off-work sports fans, right? The research is done real time. Again, a lot of 130s here, right? And 158, who sticks out there? Baker Mayfield, hey, we know he is. Let's get off of that. So he's been pretty good. Limited time. Derek Carr's been exceptional. Again, limited time. Who else? Eli Manning, just as good as Daniel Jones. Okay, you're supposed to be. Deshaun Watson. Now we're seeing the stars who have very limited time to play really excelling in that short first period. So that's what you expect to see. What about Chad Canoff? That's out of nowhere. From Arizona. Again, Murray, their new quarterback. He's looked good. Good short throws from Murray, but man, this guy may be the total package. Chad Canoff, he has a little bit more size, obviously. Can throw the ball long or short. Not bad. 130 QB ranking for him. Luke Falk from the Jets. Hey, what are you trying to push, man? Are you trying to push the narrative there? I think he is. And Lukey, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, right? Throwing 7 for 16. 13 for 15. Not bad. I like what I've seen from Luke. Jets look like they have a nice backup or potential starter if they decide to move forward with that effort. Continue on, 130 QB ranking, Sam Darnold, that's the competition. So now you're starting to see duos or pairs within the same team having great numbers. Is that a case of truly the player or the offensive scheme? Because Eli and Daniel have been great. So have Sam Darnold and Sam Darnold. Yeah, Sam Darnold and Luke Falk. So is it a question of the offense? Hey, maybe it is, but these guys are looking mighty good. Kyle Luetta from the Giants, that's the third quarterback on the Giants with a high QB ranking. You got to ask yourself, you got to scratch your head. Could it be the offense? And I think in the Giants case, yes, it is. Go to the right coach, go to the right system, you will excel, and that's shown here. Let's look at 1-120. Jameis Winston not doing too bad there. Again, Ryan Griffin has really surpassed him, in my opinion, from a QB perspective. But again, nice things that I'm seeing. Great stat line when the short, limited minutes that these guys have. Let me go down to number 3. Let's see what we got. Third page of QBs, right? Looking for 125 and above. No, these guys are not going to hit, right? They're not going to hit that mark. Continue down. Let's get back into it. I'm going to hit some 120s a little bit. Let's see if we get one. Who's that 130? Sam Darnold. We talked about him. Luke Falk. Yeah. Canoff. Yeah. Give me a 120. Put some respect on the name. We talked about Jameis. Eli. Yep. Again, I'm just looking for. Tom Savage wasn't bad, so I'm going to the hundreds, right? The next step down from my progression. Joe Callahan from Baltimore, again, limited minutes. Dak Prescott did what he's supposed to do. I don't think there's really much to talk about from the Nathan Peterman. What a surprise for Oakland. Derek Carr also has been good. Tell you what, QBs are pushing each other in training camp, and there's a lot of action here, and there's a lot of players that could be pulled and possibly go to another team. There goes Jacoby Brissett. I mentioned that 113 QB ranking. Obviously, there's something going on with that Indy offense. Brissett and Chad Kelly have been performing well. I'm happy that Andrew Luck has some backup there pushing him in practice. Back to the first page. Who else is here? From 112, we talked about, hey, Tim Boyle, go Green Bay Packers. Hey, you may have something there. Mason Rudolph from Pittsburgh, okay. Nate Sutterfield, hey, he looked real good for Philly, okay. They needed a backup, and they got one. They lost a lot. Nate looks pretty good. 116 here. Brian Hoyer has been exceptional for the New England Patriots. I mean, talk about a great game, great movement. Mr. Hoyer has been exceptional for that team. Taysom Hill, I love what I saw from him. Speed, everything is there. I'm telling you, there are quarterbacks to be had if you're searching for one. I love Taysom Hill, 19 for 29. I wish they would show the run stats. He's averaged 3 touchdowns with 1 interception. He's played some minutes too, so I can respect the man, put some respect on his name for what he's done. 2 102s here, Gary Gilbert, Ryan Finley. Not so bad from those guys. And then we got Jarrett Stidham from New England. Again, high rating, which tells me one thing. Hey, is it truly the player or is it the offense? Man, All For Sports putting it down. I don't know what else to say about this. We kind of went through the top QBs from a ranking perspective when you look at all the stats. The same players are there. The stars are doing their thing. But boy, oh boy, man. There's a couple guys on the backup list for the Giants. I mentioned backup guys for even Tampa Bay. Backup guys. Where's the other gentleman at? Indiana. There's a lot of guys that can be had. Indiana, I think, is loaded. They may have to do without one of the guys, and one of those guys may get picked up by another team. But if you're looking for QB, hey, I try to help out. There's a lot of opportunity here that you can move via trade. It's an opportunity to win, and guess what? A lot of teams will be winning when they pick one of these guys up. Nothing else to say. QBs is the talk of the town right now. I just want to go over NFL, what I've seen so far. It's all about the stats, baby, not from the heart. All For Sports. I'm out of here. Peace.